All right, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy Town Biz. Thank you for tuning in to the live. And I got to tell you, for a fight that I thought wasn't going to go the distance, boy, was I wrong. And even, great, boxing minds like myself get it wrong. And the judges got it wrong. Tank got exposed tonight, or we saw a lot of kinks in his armor. I thought that Roach did enough to win the fight. He outlanded Tank. He initiated his offense better. He hurt Tank several times in that fight, at least 3 times. And then if you go back to the 9th round, Tank took a knee, which should have been counted as a knockdown, which would have gave Roach the fight, which would have been a 10-8 round, and Roach wins the fight. So now you see why Tank has been fighting the guys that he's been fighting. I'm taking Shakur over Tank. I'm taking Keyshawn over Tank. Hell, I might even take Lomachenko over Tank. And Devin Haney, I'm taking Devin Haney over Tank. All of them dudes beat Tank. Tank is chinny. He didn't have nobody fooled talking about he had something in his eye. It was a late reaction. He took a knee because Roach was starting to pour it on. Oh, what's up, Hamza? Roach got robbed. He beat Tank. I had a 7-5 in favor of Roach. Had the judges in the 9th round called that a knockdown, Roach wins the fight, split decision. Yeah, that was a knockdown, Marcus. Tank took a knee. Tank was getting hurt. See, this is what you call cherry picking gone wrong. See, I told y'all. I got so used to Tank fighting these dudes, and I underestimated Roach. It was funny. I was watching it with my stepdad. My stepdad was telling me don't sleep on Roach because I thought Tank would do what he always do. And now you see when Tank was falling behind, and I was telling my stepdad, I said eventually Tank ain't gonna be able to rely on this power when he fell behind to get him out of trouble. This time it didn't work. He got to run it back with Roach. But we know he's not going to give Roach a rematch. So I wonder where all these Tank fans is. And by the way, that fight wasn't sold out. But that's neither here or there. And then you can make an argument to Sander Martin. Sander Martin won his fight, but Sander Martin always getting the shorty end of the stick. But Lamont Roach, he exposed a lot of kinks in Tank's armor. Now we know Tank is chinny. Now we know Tank could be hurt. That was a knockdown. It was a late reaction. Tank was getting hurt because he was getting overwhelmed by Roach. And the funny thing is, what makes this so funny, Tank brought up a dude from 130, and he came in there and beat his ass. Tank got his ass beat. I'm telling you right now, Keyshawn, I'm sorry, Keyshawn, you my boy. I mean, I didn't like some of that stuff you was doing, when it came to Devin, but Tank ain't gonna fight you. He not gonna fight Keyshawn. See, now the thing is, you got a dude that took Tank's punches. He took Tank's best shots. And see, Tank thought he could toy with Roach. He thought, I can knock this dude out anytime. Well, Roach was there to win that fight. And he thought Roach was gonna buckle like everybody else. I mean, Roach landed the better shots. He landed great counters. He had Tank confused in the fight. He had Tank backing up. Tank was hurt like at least 3 times in that fight. And he took a knee. That should have been a knockdown. And Steve Willis should have gave him a 10 count. He was buying time because he was getting whooped on. I had a 7-5 Roach. Robbery. Now let's see if Tank gonna give him a rematch. Well, you could be man, I can't wait till man, I'm telling you right now, Keyshawn is licking his chops. I'm telling you right now, Keyshawn is licking his chops like, yeah, Keyshawn can take Tank. He can get him. I believe that Shakur can get him, and I believe that Devin can get him, but I don't think him and Devin gonna ever fight because Devin is at 147. So Devin is moving up to 147. So now Tank gonna have to fight somebody. So once again, you know, now Al Heyman gonna have to figure out what he want to do with Tank. Now he gonna have to put Tank in the ring with some people. I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you right now. Turkey is somewhere. A lot of people are somewhere saying, yeah. So I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, well, if I go over there, I'll possibly could get robbed. Well, Lamont Roach got robbed. He got robbed tonight. No, probably what he gonna do, he gonna fight Pitbull again. Tank is finna be carefully matched from this point on. See, this is why they wouldn't credential me for this fight. This is why they don't let me cover Tank fights. This is why they had all these people in there like who don't even cover boxing. They had people like the Shade Room in there. They had food critics in there, you know. Like, come on, man. But that's okay though. That's okay. Man, everybody laughing at Tank. Everybody laughing at Tank. When I listen, oh, appreciate the super chat. I told you this a long time ago. I said that I see a lot of Triple G in Tank. I see a lot of Triple G in Tank, and you saw it. I was one of the first people that was saying that Triple G back in 2016 when Triple G was at an all-time high, when the Triple G hype train was just, was out of this hemisphere. And I watched Triple G fight closely and closely and closely. And I was saying to myself, I don't think this dude is that good. And I really saw it. I really saw it in the Daniel Jacobs fight, how he had a life and death fight with Daniel Jacobs. And I was starting to see it in Tank too. I was watching Tank. You look at the Leo Santa Cruz fight. He was behind in that fight. You look at the Rolly fight. He was behind against Rolly. You look at the fight versus Frank Martin. He was behind in that fight. Tank was a guy that thought, okay, I could always hurt a dude and get him up out of there. He got outboxed, and Tank don't got the ring IQ that people think he have, because Roach him to the point to where he was scared to counter. And then he didn't try to go for kill in the 12th round because he was scared that he was going to get hit with a counter. And Roach was hurting him with those body shots. The man took a knee. Shakur will whoop on Tank. Shakur will whoop on Tank. You out of your damn mind. You out of your damn mind. Tank gonna get whooped on by Shakur. He gonna get countered all night. It's gonna be another fight where Tank gonna be swinging for the fences, and he gonna be trying to get Shakur out of there, and he gonna get hit with counters and combinations all night. Tank is gonna get whooped on by Shakur. He gonna get whooped on. Shakur gonna put blender on Tank. Well, you can disagree all you want. You can disagree all you want. He gonna get beat. If he couldn't knock out Roach, Roach ain't no big puncher, and Roach isn't even remotely close to the boxer Shakur is. So you can disagree all you want. You're wrong. Roach ain't no big puncher. Roach ain't no big puncher. See, y'all still tripping off that fight that happened. Like, didn't he stop that dude? It don't matter whether he had a job or not. For real. Doesn't matter whether he had a 9 to 5. He's still a boxer. And actually, if you actually look where he was ranked by the sanctioning bodies, he was actually better. See, I don't usually look at the sanctioning bodies. Actually, that dude was actually ranked higher by most of the sanctioning bodies than Schofield. Joe Smith Jr. has a 9 to 5, but wasn't he a former champion? Boom. Didn't he win a belt? Boom. See, that's what happens when you listen to idiot content creators. You keep forgetting that I do this on a regular basis. I go to these fights. Shakur would outbox circles around Tank. We can agree that Shakur is a better boxer. Can we at least agree that Shakur is a far better boxer than Lamont Roach? Can we at least agree on that? Shakur is a pound for pound fighter. Pernell Whitaker didn't have a whole bunch of knockouts, but he was a pound for pound fighter. And he got robbed by Oscar De La Hoya, or should I say the judges. And he got robbed in that Julio Cesar fight. All this stuff about no power. It don't matter whether you knock a dude out, but if you keep hitting the dude, he got enough power to keep Tank honest. So when you say that Shakur don't got no power, you don't know what you're talking about. You make it look like he got Paulie Malignaggi hands. Didn't he just get a knockout with a body shot? So how he doesn't have any power when he knocked the dude out last week? You're not making any kind of sense. That's what happens when you listen to these clickbaiting channels that don't really pay attention to boxing. They just talk a bunch of junk because they fanboys. I'll really pay attention to the skill set. Shakur Stevenson, like I said, unless he get caught, and when I say Tank is gonna have to swing for the fences. You think Tank gonna be able to afford to try to pick his shots with Shakur Stevenson? Tank is gonna have to go after Shakur Stevenson from the time the bell rings, because the longer the fight goes, the worse it's gonna be for Tank. You just seen that power ain't everything. Triple G had a lot of power. And it appears that Tank struggles against people that don't stand in front of him. But I think he would get Lomachenko because Lomachenko is old. But yeah. Tank took a knee. He took a knee. Lamont Roach was robbed. He was robbed of a legitimate knockdown. All this stuff about grease and all that kind of. He took a knee, and he should have got a 10. And he should have got a 10 count. Steve Willis usually is on point, and he's usually good at refereeing and not being involved. But he dropped the ball once again. Lamont Roach, had that been a 10-8 round, he would have won the fight 114, 113 on 2 of the cards. So he would have won a split decision. Now, Roach did the same thing Tank did. I mean, it's tip for tap. I don't think he took a knee because he got hit. Tank literally took a knee. I don't care what Roach did afterwards because it's like if Steve Willis don't give Roach a 10 count, then Tank got away with Tank got away with a 10 count. Willis messed it up. But nevertheless, it still don't take away the fact. And then the dude that was scoring the fight, how could you give Tank round one when Tank, according to CompuBox, only landed one punch? So how could you give a dude like, man, if you don't get out of here, it was so many politics involved. How could you give? So you gave, so if the judges, so once again, so I want to see what the judges' scorecards was, because if they gave Tank round one, which should have easily went to Roach due to the fact that Tank didn't do nothing, because Tank wasn't really doing nothing. It was the typical bias PBC, Homer broadcast, because those dudes work for the PBC. But for the majority of the fight, all Tank was doing was trying to counter. And Tank was getting hit. He was getting jabbed. I'm going to have to look at the fight again, but you can make an argument that Tank probably won only 5 rounds. Now, if one of the judges gave Tank round one, which they all should have gave round one to Roach, then you go to the ninth round. And then it should have been a 10-8 round for Roach. Then actually Roach should have won 8 rounds to 4. Oh, so you had it 8-4 Roach? That's what I'm saying. I had it 7-5. I had it 7-5 for Roach. Worst case scenario, a draw because of the politics, but Tank didn't win that fight. And Tank, no, he didn't win that fight. He didn't win that fight. Okay, so if you give the first 3 to Roach, and then it was a couple of, you get a knife, you get a knife to Roach, and then it was another round in there that you could make an argument. But I thought Roach easily probably won 10, 11, and 12. He easily won 12. So they should have had it. They should have had it 7-5. They should have had it 7-5 in favor of Roach. Should have had it one. You could say 116, 112, or you could have 115, 113 for Roach. But Tank didn't win that fight. He didn't win that fight. Stop it, Tank. Oh, Larry Hazard was crazy. Just like he had, man, stop it. Larry Hazard was tripping. I had it 7-5. I had it 7-5 in favor of Roach. But now the question is, what do we do tomorrow? What's going to happen tomorrow? What is people going to say tomorrow? Because a lot of people ain't going to really be on it till tomorrow, but most people going to probably say that Roach won that fight. Because according to the CompuBox numbers, he outlanded Tank in that fight too. He landed, to me, Roach just was doing more, and he looked better initiating his offense. The counters was there. He was bullying Tank. He was coming forward. All Tank was trying to do was counter. See, so now just waiting to see what a guy gonna do so you could try to counter. That's not gonna work anymore. So now Tank is gonna have to be more vulnerable, put himself in a position where he gonna have to come forward and he gonna have to initiate offense. He doesn't like to initiate offense. And now you see that Tank struggling against fighters with good movement. And now you can see that. And also you can see Tank don't got no good inside game neither. He throws counters and jabs. And he likes to with an uppercut. Tank don't go upstairs, downstairs. So now you see that you can have some success fighting Tank on the inside. Well, what does Keyshawn Johnson do? Fight on the inside. He can go upstairs, downstairs, can initiate offense. He can counter. Really bad look for Tank. Really bad look. Now I know it's late out there and whatnot. I know the media is gonna ask Tank soft shoe questions. They're gonna ask him softball, tennis ball. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna they're gonna ask him the questions, the tennis shoe with no laces type of questions. Because if I was there, I'd tell Tank straight to his face. I say, Tank, are you gonna run it back? Because a lot of people thought that you lost that fight. I'll put it to you this way, Bolo. Tank showed that he got a lot of kinks in his armor. So what have we learned about Tank? Doesn't like mobile jump in, jump out fighters. Doesn't like guys that can fight him on the inside. And it looked like, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it looked like Roach was stronger than Tank because he was pushing Tank back. Tank got hurt a few times in that fight. He took a knee. Okay, who looked better initiating their game plan? Was it Tank or was it Roach? Because if you ask me, Roach looked far more in control than Tank was. And then you saw how Tank was starting to look discouraged. Tank was hurt several times. So what else did we learn about Tank? Tank might be kind of chinny. Oh, shout out to my guy, Modern Brutes. He in the building. I mean, we was texting each other. Listen, man, it don't take a genius to see who won that fight. And it ain't because I got something against Tank. I don't know Tank. I don't like how Tank move. But Tank got outboxed in this fight. He got outboxed. He got outworked. He got hurt, and he got knocked down. And because of politics, the right guy didn't get the decision. And then, and that's another thing. He's sitting up there arguing with the referee. See, that's how you know a dude was like losing control. And I think Tank was shocked that Roach came in there to win that fight. But I doubt very seriously if Tank's going to fight Roach again, because it might be even worse. Might be even worse for him. There's certain people you might not want to fight again. Just like I wish Roy Jones Jr. wouldn't have fought Tarver again. When he escaped Tarver that first time, he should have never fought Tarver again. But I give Roy credit. He ran it back. Unfortunately, it didn't go in his favor. He got knocked out. I think Roach, now that Roach knows that, okay, Tank can't knock me out. He took Tank's best shots. And then he was blocking a lot of shots. All Tank was doing was sitting up trying to counter. And then Roach would switch sides to where Tank couldn't land nothing clear. He couldn't land nothing clear. He couldn't land nothing clean. And the punches that Tank was landing, they wasn't landing clearly. Because Roach was semi-blocking him. So Roach wasn't feeling the full effects of those punches. But Tank did. When Tank got hit with that counter and he went back, he was hurt. And then Roach hit him sometime, I don't know if it was the 5th round, and he hurt Tank really bad. And I was telling my stepdad, I say, Tank is hurt. Tank got hurt at least 3 times in that fight. So now we can question Tank's chin now. Now, the Tank fans, I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna say their names because I don't give people free publicity. They going somewhere, they gonna make every excuse in the book. Instead of giving Roach his just due, they gonna say it was Tank. Nah, wasn't nothing wrong with Tank. I don't want to hear nothing was wrong with Tank. Tank took a knee. Tank got dropped in that fight, and Roach got robbed of a knockdown, and that would have gave him the fight. And that's what we're gonna be talking about. I give Roach credit. He doesn't have a victory over Tank, but he doesn't have a loss over Tank as well. But he should have a victory over Tank. Totally won that fight. And one dude texted me talking about he had Tank winning that fight. I said, bullshit. Bullshit. Tank didn't win that damn fight. Nah, the only thing was hurt was Tank, period. So Tank is chinny. Tank is chinny. So what we learned about Tank? You can push him around. You can fight him on the inside, and he's chinny, and he's subjectable to counters. And if you have good movement, you can have some success against Tank, but he lost. He got beat. I'll bet you Tank really gonna be talking about retirement after this fight. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. Let me go look at some other channels and stuff. I'm gonna be on a couple of lives and stuff, so people gonna probably call me to do some lives. But I'm gonna try to get some people on here. But anyway, it's your boy Town. I'm out.